Hi friends, in this session I am going to show the demo of project ReplaceRoot, ReplaceWith and $set aggregation stage operations. The first one is $project. $project is to pass the documents with the required fields to the next stage in the pipeline. So the specified fields can be existing fields from the input document, or we can newly compute the fields. So example, if I have got some fields from $match, this is my first stage. If I got some 10 fields, if I want to pass those 10 fields to the next stage, I can pass using $project. If I want to remove some fields, like if I want to pass only 5 fields out of 10, I can pass only those 5 fields using $project. Or if I want to add extra field to the existing 10 fields, that also I can do. So I'm going to Robo3D. This is my employee details collection. I have these details. So I'll find employee salary is greater than 35,000. So first I'll write $match whose salary is greater than 25,000. Salary greater than or equal to 35,000. When I run this, now I got 5 fields with all these documents. So I don't want to pass, I need to pass only first name, last name, salary to the next set. I can use that. I can use $project. I can only pass first name, copy name, first name :1, last name :1, then age :1, and salary. So I want to pass only these 4 fields out of all these values. I can use $project. It will send only these values to the next stage. So when I run this query, we got only those 4 fields: first name, last name, age, and salary. By default, _ID will be coming from $project. If you don't want _ID, we can disable that using _ID :0. So I can set if I want to include a particular field, I have to use :1. If I want to exclude, I can use 0, or I can use true or false also. Instead of 1, I can use true also. Both works. So if I give salary true, so salary is coming. So now I have included all these 4 fields to my employee details, my output stage. Instead of this, if I want to exclude only one particular field, like I don't want this sports, I can just give that also. Copy name, sports name : false, or I can give 0. So I'll retrieve all the fields except sports. So if you go here, we will not be retrieving sports. So I will be able to entirely exclude that field from my result set. If I want to exclude only element inside embedded document, like example, I have address. Inside address, I have city, state, and postal code. If I want to exclude only postal code, that is also I can do. So address.postal code, it got closed. Just wait. So address.postal code equal to 0. 0 or false I can use. So I am using 0. When I run this, if I go inside the address field, we have now only 3 columns, 3 values inside my address. If you view document, we got only street address, city, state, postal code is removed. So with embedded documents also, I can include or I can exclude. So I can use false or 0. So now only 3 documents. If I want to remove one more, state also I can do. Comma address dot view document. It is city. Dot city. :0. So now it removes the city document. So now address has only 2 fields in that. So we should be able to remove the embedded documents also. Example, here I have a user ID. See, I don't want to display this empty user ID. If it is empty, if I want to remove that field itself, I can use a conditional like user ID. So we have $condition. I can use the $condition. Inside $condition, what I will do, if the user ID is empty, I will use if it is an empty string, I'll make it as remove that field itself. If it is value is present, I'll show that value. So equal is array. It takes two values. First one is user ID. Second one is if it is empty. If it is empty, then I am going to use Mongo $remove. It's a Mongo system variable. We should be able to remove that particular column. Otherwise, I will pass that user ID. I have not closed properly. Let me check. This is closed. Here. This need to be closed. Alright, then $condition is closed here. Yeah, let me run. Include field, add computed field during an exclusion. By default, we are doing exclude. Bad projection specification cannot include fields or add computed fields during exclusion projection, like sports false, address, postal code false, city, user ID. So when you are excluding, we should not add this condition it's saying. So let me remove this for now, these three fields. I'll just play with the user ID alone. So I got for ID field and user ID, I have included this user ID field based on the condition. If the value exists, it was giving that user ID. If it is not there, just removed. Instead of showing empty value, it was removing. If I remove match, we will be getting more records. So just let me delete this. See, this was getting these many records. If I remove this condition, instead of that, if I give user ID 1, user ID colon 1, when I include this field, it was giving empty string. So instead of empty string, if I want remove that field itself, I can do using $remove based on the condition. So whatever the condition, not only with this field, with any other field also, like if the address.cs state is California, then remove, that also I can do. What I can do, I'll add address field also. Address 1. Here I'll use address dot state view document. State is California. Address dot state equal to California. Then remove. Otherwise, give the user ID. Unexpected identifier. Line 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Address dot state. Comma is missing here, that's why it's giving. So when I run this, see, we have 4 fields are there, but 3 fields are having California as the state. That's why for those fields it was giving user ID empty. It has removed the user ID. See, when the state is New York, whatever the user ID is there, it was displaying. Else, if it is a California, user ID field itself is removed. So based on the condition, I can do whatever value I want to set also I can do. Similarly, if I want to check whether it is null or not null also I can do. So what I can do is if null. We have something called if null aggregation operation that I can use. So I will show how to use that if null also. I will just comment this. So I will say first name equal to 1. We are going to show first name, last name, address. So now user ID based on if null I am going to show. Dollar if null takes two values. For the first value, if the field is null, that is dollar user ID is null, I want to give first name. So let's run that. See, wherever user ID is null, it was adding the first names. Hanks is having remaining are empty strings, so it will not be null value. If it is a null, then only it will be added as the first name. If you go and check for rack user ID is empty. So if the user ID is empty, it will not take. If it is null, or else I can go with the gender. If gender is null, I will take gender, because user ID already having a non-empty string, it's not a null value, so I'll go with gender. If gender is null, by default put male. See, wherever the gender is not there, it was putting male. These 5 fields it was adding male. So all these fields we can use either whatever the conditions, aggregation conditions are there, we can use inside that, and we can display the value based on our condition. Similarly, if I want to add new field also I can add. See, I'll add some field like test ID. Just for showing, I am adding test ID, which is for now I will give default string for everywhere. It's a test. See, it's added new ID, test ID, and it added all the for everyone it added test. If I want to use first name plus last name also, I can use concatenate with first name last name. So whatever the way we want, we can able to add. So dollar project also, whatever add fields works, same way we can work with dollar project. But if I add alone new field, it will remove all the other fields, only that will be shown. If example, if I comment these fields, if I add, it was showing only underscore ID and test ID. But in case of dollar add fields, it shows all the fields and it adds extra field. It will not exclude the existing fields. So that is the difference. But both works in the same way. If you want, we can use the same functionality to make it work with the dollar project also. This is dollar project. Next one is ReplaceRoot. If we want to replace the existing root, we can do that. So ReplaceRoot, the input document with specific, it replaces the existing input document. By default, it uses and the existing entire document can be replaced, and we can get the new document. The specified document, the operation replaces all the existing field in the input document, including underscore ID. It replaces the, if I run, if I comment this dollar project, I just run, it gives all this document. If I want to remove this entire document, if I want to replace with some other document also, I should be able to do. You can promote the existing embedded document to the top level. This we have seen in $lookup. Using $ReplaceRoot, we got the top level array objects to top level. So now I am going to use, this is added in Spring 3.4. So $ReplaceRoot. We should replace only with the document, not with the string or array object. So it has a new root. If a particular value is empty, it will fail. For example, if I am going to replace the entire document with address, I can do that. $address. But we have 5 fields is not having address field. So when I run this query, it will fail. If I run this, I have not closed properly. See, it's failing because it is having missing values. So one way what I can do is, I can check for using $match, we can check whether the field exists or not. If it exists, then only replace. So $match address $exists colon true. If it is exists, comma is missing. If it exists, then replace the root. Actually, we have to check whether this object is array or not also. That also we can add, like $not type is array, $type colon array. Other one, $type is object. It should be of type object, not the array. This is the address exists. This is closed here, that's why it's failing. See, this is a valid way. If the field is not array, and it should be object, and it should exist. If it is exist, then only we are replacing. Instead of, if it is not exist also, if I want to put some default value, I can use merge objects. We have an operation called $merge operate, aggregation operation, merge objects. So what I will do, it takes array of argument. I am going to merge with the default value with the existing address object. So I will use here $merge objects, merge object. It's array, it takes, first one I will give city colon, and second one is address field. I have not closed it properly. See, when I run this, by default, wherever the object is missing, I am setting city empty string. So it was adding city empty values, and it was not failing. If I want to give some default values also, I can give like a New York, NY, I can give, it takes that default values. So I can use merge objects, or I can use $merge, or other way is I can use ifNull. Whatever I have shown in the previous dollar projection, I can use ifNull. If $address is null, I will put some other values. Instead of this, what I can do is $ReplaceRoot new root if null. It takes two values. First one is $address. If the address is null, what I am saying, I will say this city equal to this. I am going to give this new object. Close this, close this, close this. See, this is getting as this name. So I have missed the dollar, so it was showing us that as a field. So dollar if null, let me run. See, when it is null, it was setting city New York. If it is not null, it was setting this value. I can use some other field like missing value true also. I can set, instead of this, I can set missing value true. So wherever the value is missing, it will replace that column. It will add missing value true, missing values. I can give true. See, wherever the field is missed, it added the true value. If it is not missed, it will not add. So whatever the value we want, we can pass the document. So this is $ReplaceRoot. This ReplaceRoot is added in Mongo version 3.4. So similar operation in Mongo 4.2 is with ReplaceWith. $ReplaceWith. This works same as $ReplaceRoot too. So if same, I'll show. I'll just copy this part. ReplaceWith. It will not be having new root. Delete. 1, 2, 3. See, it's working as same as it is. Only difference is it's added in newer version 4.2. ReplaceWith is added. 3.4 ReplaceRoot. Same like $out and $merge, but there is some difference. But here it works in the same way. The next one is $set. $set is alias for addFields. It works same as addFields. So we can able to add new fields using $set, and it will take all the existing fields and the added new fields to the next level. So this is same. The $set and addFields are equivalent to $project. Whatever we have seen in the previous before this ReplaceWith, we have seen $project, right? $set also works the same way. Example, if I go with $set, I'm going to add some test name. I'm going to give test. So it's going to add new field test name to the existing list of objects. See, everywhere if I go at the end, I can see test name is added. Based on conditionally also, I should be able to add. So $set does the same functionality. Whatever we have checked in addFields, I should be able to add new fields based on the condition. I can use $condition. If this is true, then I set this value, or that and all we can able to do. But the name alone was different. Thank you friends. Please subscribe to my channel.